Have you ever looked at your bank account right after payday and been like, yes, I am rich, I got money in the bank, only to find yourself broke again 2 weeks later with nothing to show for it but some crumpled up receipts at the bottom of your purse? Yeah, that was me in my 20s. I was making pretty decent money, I had no real responsibilities, and somehow I still couldn't keep a dollar in my account. I'd either be too cheap about important things, or I was wasting money on stuff that didn't matter at all. Like my version of celebrating payday was getting a McDonald's Filet-O-Fish meal or a veggie burger meal from Burger King. And for those of you that are new here, my name is Joy, and this is the Frugal Creative Living channel. It wasn't until I hit 29, I was living back in my parents' house because of course I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. I'm staring down 30 like, girl, what are you doing? That I finally got serious about my money. And by 31, I was able to buy my first home. Now, after 20 years of learning some lessons, some the hard way, I've figured out what you actually need to do every time you get paid before you run out and treat yourself just because your direct deposit hit. And I'm going to share all of that with you in this video. So let's get into it. You want to check your numbers first. First things first, know exactly what you're working with before that ooh, it's payday feeling carries you to a Target or through a drive-through. You want to pause and look at your current numbers. Check your checking account. Check your savings account, your credit card balances. Is really just about being clear and certain about what you have. And maybe you're thinking like, but I get paid the same amount every 2 weeks or every week. Why do I need to check my numbers? Unexpected or delayed expense payments. I can't tell you how many times I paid a bill, whether by phone or online, and expected it to come out of whatever money was in the bank at the time. And then because I wasn't paying attention to whether it cleared from my account, I continued spending, and then there wasn't enough in there to cover the bill. So then when I got paid the next time, the bill would actually end up coming out of that new money, and I wouldn't have as much money in the bank as I thought. Now tell me if you can relate to that. Plus, sometimes payments just come out that you're not expecting or that you're not thinking about. So you just want to make sure that you check. And don't just check the balance. Take a quick look at all the payments and the expenses that have come out of your account since the last time you checked it, just to make sure you don't see any payments that you know you didn't make, so you can contact your bank in the event that there's some fraudulent activity going on. And over the years, that quick scan has helped me to catch some unauthorized transactions a number of times, potentially saving me hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The bottom line is you just want to know where you stand, because knowing where you stand is going to help you make decisions based on reality, not assumption. Now, normally I would say that the second thing you should do is pay yourself first. But there is something that I had to learn, and I already knew I should have been doing it, but I had to learn to actually do it. And that was to pay my tithes first. And that's where I'm giving 1/10 of what I earn to my local church in order to help fund the work of the church and ministering to the needs of others. And I used to be so cheap, so I would just skip that. But out of a desire to be obedient, I began to do it. And in the process, God helped me to see how much of a benefit it was, not just for others, but for myself as well. So I had to include that one in this video for anyone to whom it applies. Now we can go on to the next step, which is pay yourself first, or in my case, second. But what does that mean? What does it mean to pay yourself first? And I remember when I would hear people say, pay yourself first, I would be thinking like, so is it me going and treating myself the same as me paying myself first? No, it is not. Paying yourself first means deciding how much of this paycheck is going toward future you, whether that's emergency savings, retirement, a sinking fund for something that you know is coming, like holiday gifts or a car repair, or even that rainy day savings for when you see something that you know you would really love to have. Even if it's just $10 or $20, right now I just put $5 into my personal savings account every week when I get paid, just to make it a habit. Because here's the truth. If you wait to see what money you have left over to put that money aside, you probably never will. Handle your obligations. Now, I know this one isn't fun, but it is necessary. This is where you want to prioritize those essentials that have a fixed amount. Your housing, and that'll be your rent, your mortgage, your utilities like electricity and water, your car and insurance payments, your phone. We're talking about your bills. Go ahead and pay your bills. or set aside whatever you'll need to cover them if they're not due yet. Now, when I first bought my house, I was getting paid every 2 weeks. So every Saturday after payday, I would sit and pay all the bills that were coming up due for the next 2 weeks. I did not wait until the due date to pay them. I just took care of them all on one day so I didn't have to think about paying bills for the next 2 weeks. And it just was such a load off of my mind. And all the bills were always paid on time. And this just helps you to avoid that horrible, like, oops, I forgot the water bill was due and I already spent too much at Marshall's kind of feeling. Make sure the rest of your dollars are doing their job. Now, as a side note, if you have a budget, you really should just be following the plan that you already established at the beginning of the month, spending in accordance with how you already set it up. If you're not following a budget, I would encourage you to create one for next month so that you do not have to sit and figure this all out every time you get paid. And if you need some tips on creating and following a budget, I have a link in the description to a video that can help you. So now you've paid all the obligatory bills, and here's where you take the rest of your funds and you're going to divvy it up across your more flexible expenses and non-essentials. And this is going to include things like planning for groceries, deciding how much you're going to spend on gas for the car, putting money aside for that birthday gift that you need to buy. After you determine the things you have to spend your money on and the amounts for each, you're going to look at what you have left and determine how much you want to leave in the account as a cushion. So on your budget, this would be your just in case category. How much can you leave in the account just in case something unexpected posts to your account or you accidentally go over your amount at the gas pump? And this amount for me is usually about $20, but it could be larger or possibly smaller for you. And I just never want to see my main account at zero. And then you can take whatever's left after that and put it into your fund money or your just cause spending account, which should be separate from your bill and planned spending accounts. The whole key is to be intentional. Every dollar should have an assignment and a function. Otherwise, you might overspend on some random stuff that you won't even remember 2 days later. Okay, so now you can treat yourself. Payday doesn't mean that it's time to blow your whole check, but it also doesn't have to mean deprivation. If you've done all the adulting things first, you put money in all your savings accounts, you paid your bills, you gave every dollar a job to cover your upcoming expenses, you have that just in case cushion in your bill account, whatever money you had left, if you had any, that money you can put into your fund money account. And I say, go ahead and enjoy yourself. Buy yourself something. Buy that fast food meal if you want to. And for some of us, the amount of money that's left over could be a lot, and you can take yourself on a full shopping haul. Then for others of us, the amount you have to spend could be small and just enough to buy yourself a caramel frappe from McDonald's, which are delicious, by the way. Whatever you spend your money on, just let it be something that's meaningful to you, because it really is good to treat yourself. You just don't want to make treating yourself the first thing you do. Getting paid should feel good, but I know from experience that it feels even better when you're making smart choices that support the life you really want. And these are just some of the steps that help me go from overwhelmed and broke as a joke and ready to choke to confident and in control. And they can work for you as well if you just apply them. If this video has been a help to you in any way, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what stood out to you the most. Feel free to share it with someone else who might find it useful. Subscribe to the channel. And again, if you need any tips on how to make creating and following a budget just a little bit easier, check out this video right here, and I will see you next time. Bye.